Pristina might be the capital city of Kosovo with its skyscrapers and its political power and everything, but it definitely isn't the cultural capital of Kosovo, because that's where I'm standing right now, and that's what we're going to be exploring in today's video, the cultural capital of Kosovo. This is the city of Prizren. With years, centuries of history, and having been conquered by the Ottomans, and with its classic, beautiful architecture, which you can see right behind me, Prizren might, in my opinion, be one of the most beautiful places, not even in just Kosovo, but in all of Eastern Europe. It's a charming little town located right along a beautiful river with bridges and Ottoman-style architecture everywhere you walk. Now today in this video we are going to be exploring the town of Prizren. It's a beautiful little charming town. It's got mosques, it's even got a fort at the very top of the mountain, and it's literally right at the edge of the mountains that border Kosovo and Macedonia. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get our day started here in the beautiful city of Prizren, Kosovo. No matter what street you're walking on here in Prizren, it feels like you've stepped back in time because of all the buildings that you look around. I mean, right behind me, if you look at these buildings, you've got like the traditional white and sort of wooden texture on the outside, and the beautiful, beautiful structures everywhere that you just walk around. Every street is like this. It's just a beautiful old town. It's like you've stepped back into like the Ottoman era, like when this was a place that was run by the Ottomans, you know, hundreds and hundreds of years ago. I mean, look at these buildings. I mean, they've got beautiful flowers and structures and windows that are reminiscent of actually what we saw in Turkey when I was there a few years ago. You can watch my Turkey videos for that, but it's just beautiful to see these sort of structures here everywhere in these tiny, I mean, look at how tiny this little narrow alleyway is, and that's the beauty of Prizren, is like the cultural center of the city because of all these beautiful little streets and alleyways that you can walk down here in the center of the city. Now, there's one thing that you absolutely have to see here in Prizren, because it is like the symbol of Prizren. And if you were to come to Prizren and you didn't see this, you might as well have skipped out on the entire city. This is the beautiful Ottoman arch bridge right here in Prizren. It runs above the river that runs through the city, and you can see there's that beautiful mosque right in the background that serves as the sort of structure behind the bridge. This is an Ottoman era bridge, and if you look at other bridges that, for example, we've seen in Turkey, it is very similar in the way it's constructed to those bridges. I think the most similar one I can think of is in Amasra, when we had that traditional Ottoman style bridge connecting the island with the shore. It's the exact same type of bridge here, and there is a walkway along the lake that you can see, which I'm currently standing on, that goes right under the bridge. It is a beautiful place to hang out. Now, of course, the bad thing is right now during the day, it is sunny, it is hot, there is not a cloud in the sky, so if you're out here, you're gonna get sunburnt. But the bridge, nonetheless, is still beautiful, and that beautiful sort of traditional Ottoman style makes it seem like you're actually in a Turkish city, not a Kosovan city. But regardless, it is beautiful, and this is why you come to Prizren. Crossed the Ottoman stone bridge yet, but right opposite of it on this side of the river is a place called Takece Halefeti, something like that. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it is basically this beautiful little narrow alleyway. Like I said, narrow alleyways are everything here in Prizren. You've got these cobblestone streets that will take you past these traditional old wooden buildings. Now nowadays it's sort of turned into like a place where like there's like a waffle bar here, there's a smoothie place here, there's a cafe cafe here, restaurants here, so it's kind of like a nice trendy place that has turned into, and honestly the whole town really has turned into that in a lot of ways. But nonetheless, it's still beautiful to just sort of walk through and feel like you're in this sort of small narrow alleyways with the traditional buildings on either side of you. It is very narrow, but it's sort of turned into a restaurant scene now, so a little bit different, but nonetheless beautiful. Everything I pass by, everything I see here in Prizren reminds me of Turkey. I mean, look at this structure right behind me. You see those like blue domes? That is something that you would absolutely expect in Turkey. Like when I was at Süleymaniye Mosque, that is what I saw. Yeah, it's the same architectural style right here in Prizren. The Ottoman influence is absolutely undeniable. You've got Turkish shops, Turkish desserts, Turkish restaurants. It's almost like this place should have been in Turkey. It was just transported a couple thousand miles over to Kosovo, which is insane to me that a place like this can still retain that Ottoman influence so well. But it is absolutely stunning. It is very interesting to see how the Ottomans have continued to influence this place today. And the architecture behind me, I mean, that is like a 100-year-old building that still exists today simply because the Ottomans had helped to build it. That's incredible to me. Now, Prizren might be a nice backpacking city, but it's also a very family-friendly city, and I just realized they have like a little train here that I feel like it would be great if you had kids to come around. The train sort of runs through the city. It takes you around to see all the beautiful sights, which would actually be a really good idea if your kids don't want to walk that much. So, family-friendly city, definitely come here to Prizren because it is made for all types of travelers, whether you're a solo backpacker or a family that's just coming for a holiday. From what I understand, it seems like it's a pretty good place for all travelers who want to come. Even though this may be an Ottoman bridge that I'm walking over, it truly is Ottoman in the sense that they haven't renovated it. The rocks are still quite bumpy. It actually like quite bumps on your feet as you're walking up and down this bridge. It's not clearly like paved. I thought it would be like paved with concrete, but apparently not. But now officially we have crossed onto the other side of the river and we've emerged at this beautiful square. There is a name for it. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's very bad with these names here in Kosovo. But literally this place is just filled with a bunch of restaurants and people just sort of enjoying the breeze, enjoying the river. There's a whole series of restaurants actually running right along the riverside promenade, which is beautiful. But the buildings here are really nice, and there's some people here selling corn and some souvenirs. There's a lot of souvenir shops, which seems to suggest that Prizren is actually a well-visited place. It's not really hidden off the beaten path, but we're gonna go ahead and keep going. This place is busy, but it is quite touristy, so let's see what else there is to see in the city. That water is really fresh, really good. Yeah, if you're here in Prizren, you don't need to buy water. You can get fresh water right here, which is what I love about Ottoman towns. They usually have like fresh water that you can just drink. So if you've got a water bottle, don't buy water. Just recollect it here, and you've got fresh water here and free water here anyway. So that's great. I love that they have this here in Prizren. Now walking just a little bit down from the square, which is right behind me where we were. The name, by the way, is Shadurvan Square. You get to the main mosque here in the city. This is the mosque that you see when we're talking about the stone arch bridge. The mosque that is sort of the emblem here in Prizren and was built by the Ottomans hundreds of years ago. This right here is the Sinan Pasha Mosque. So let's go inside. Let's see what it's about. I'm pretty sure it's a Turkish mosque because this entire area is just Ottoman to its core. But let's go inside and check it out. Once you step inside that mosque, it literally feels like you've stepped back both into time and stepped back into the Ottoman Empire, because that is a mosque straight out of Turkey. The paintings on there literally depict mosques from Istanbul. It's like this was an emblem of the Ottoman Empire, of Istanbul, of Turkey, right here in Prizren. Now inside is a beautiful mosque. The paintings literally surround everything in the mosque itself. It is a very nice local mosque. It's still a living mosque that a lot of locals still come to. In fact, right now, I don't know if you can hear, there is a prayer currently going on. And actually, the prayer was actually occurring at that mosque, that very mosque, just now, right when I was inside. So that was also beautiful to see. But it is beautiful when they ring out the prayer. I mean, imagine hundreds of years ago, someone would actually climb the minaret to, you know, chant those words out. Today we've got the loudspeakers, but still, nonetheless, a beautiful place to come and see here in Prizren. Literally, this is the emblem of Prizren. This bridge and this is like the reason why people come to Prizren, for that photo, for that beautiful Instagram shot. And both of them are things that are from the Ottoman era. You know, the bridge is an Ottoman bridge. The mosque, if it weren't for the Ottomans, that mosque would not exist. So it is it's a city that's steeped in Ottoman culture and Ottoman history. And honestly, when you walk around here in the little alleyways and everything, it feels like you've stepped back in time 100 years, 200 years back into the Ottoman times. Okay, we are going to be climbing. Yes, we are climbing to a fort, which is actually, you can see from right up there, that big thing up there, that's a fort. It's time to get our hiking gear up and start climbing up to the top of the mountain for the end of the day here in Prizren. We have officially started our hike out of the town of Prizren and up to the mountain. It is a pretty steep hike. I don't know if you can tell, but it's not the flattest of hikes yet. It's still a bit of a ways. You can literally see the fortress right behind me up there on top of the mountain, but we're gonna go ahead and keep on hiking. It's supposed to be a great view from the top of just both the mountains on the other side and of course the town of Prizren below, but you can see the town, the mosque, everything is beautiful from here. And let the hike continue because we got some way to go before we make it up there. With the view in front of me, you would think that I've already made it to the top. You can literally see the entire town of Prizren right behind me, but this is actually, well, it's a locked up gate, so we won't be able to go in. But this right behind me is a church that's actually at the top. It's a brick church, and it offers great views of the city. Unfortunately, we can't actually cross into the gate because it is literally locked right here. But the view is already great and we're like halfway there still, so we got a long way up still, but this is a good little pit stop or break stop just to enjoy the view of Prizren, which you can see in all of its glory right behind me. Aren't you a cutie? Hello, are you the castle dog? Are you the fortress dog? That's who you are. Yeah? Okay, good boy. Good boy, go guard the castle. Good boy. Well, it actually wasn't that long of a hike, about like 15-20 minutes I want to say. We have made it up to the top. This right here is Prizren Fortress, Prizren Castle. It was originally built, the fortification itself was built in the 4th to 6th century, but the fort as we know it today was kind of built in the 1300s, but regardless, that's a lot of centuries of history. And what I love is that actually around this fort, they've got sort of informational like boards that tell you about what different parts of the castle was. And the castle is basically like a fortification. I mean, it's literally perfectly situated on top of a hill. If there's any invader who wants to come and attack Prizren, this is like the perfect place to defend the city from. But from here, you can really get a sense of the beauty of Prizren. You can see the river that runs through the city. You can see the beautiful mosque that we visited earlier, which is like one of the centerpieces of Prizren. And you get an amazing view of all of Kosovo. Really, like you can see all the little villages that lead up all the way up to Pristina, which is all the way over there. Now you can't actually see Pristina, but you can know that it's in that direction, and that's how far this entire like view goes. The sky is absolutely clear. On the other side here, you can see all the mountains that make up the border between Kosovo and North Macedonia. It is beautiful, it is incredible, and honestly, if you come to Prizren and you don't come to the castle and come to the fortress, you might be missing out on some of the best views that Kosovo has to offer. But what I'm gonna do is we're gonna chill here for sunset. We're gonna see if we can get the drone up. It is a little bit windy, but hopefully it's not gonna get so bad that I can't fly my drone. And let me show you guys why Prizren might just be the most beautiful place that you're gonna find in Kosovo. the sun has set right behind me over the beautiful town of PRIZREN. It has lit up. You can literally see all the lights and everything. It is stunning from the top of this fort. Now, for me, PRIZREN, it's easily one of the best cities, one of the best places I've seen in all of Eastern Europe. It is beautiful. You can literally see the entire city here. The fortress is stunning. And actually on the other side, if you see the drone shots, the mountains behind there are beautiful. Kosovo is just beautiful for me. The people here are friendly, the food is good, the people are nice, and the views are incredible with lights like these all over the city. It makes you really think, Kosovo should be on your tourist list. It should be on the travel list, but nobody comes here. But that sunset right behind the mountains over there, which basically border Albania and Macedonia, that was stunning. That was something out of a textbook sunset. But with that, I'm going to end our video here from PRIZREN. From the top of PRIZREN Fortress, you can literally see the entire city right behind me. It's been an incredible day here, and I'll see you guys on the next one. This is the last one from Kosovo, so I can't wait to show you guys more of Eastern Europe and more adventures to come. So subscribe, stay tuned, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye guys.